What up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the H-Town Rundown. This is your boy AD, and this is a special day. This is an emergency pod. This is a great day for the Houston Texans after a not so great day yesterday. I got my co-host in the building, Jules, also known as We're Cooking with Grease. We got Mike G in the building. We got C. Roll in the building as well, and of course we got some special guests. We got Mike in the building. We got Coach Dante in the building, the sports librarian. We got our very, very special guest, Jason Braddock, in the building. What up, everybody? How's everybody doing?
We're doing good.
How y'all doing, man?
Good. Jason Braddock.
Hey.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all having me on, man. Looking forward to it, being able to talk to y'all a little bit here during the break and everything. But I won't waste too much time here. Exciting day. Glad y'all having this emergency pod. And again, I appreciate you guys sharing the space with me.
Of course, man. Anytime, doors always open. Yvonne say who? Mike Jones.
Nice. Mike Jones.
Hey, the Houston Texans made some news today. Any news? Nah, let me stop now.
Wow.
Can't say that one. Can't do that one.
We can't even say that no more now, man.
Hey, everybody's excited, man. Hey, I will say,
You can't even say nothing no more.
You can't hate. You can't hate on Nick Caserio. As y'all see the title, Nick made a way. He made a way. Yeah, you're right. You are the number one Nick hater. That's bro. We can bring in a little levity into the building. So the Houston Texans made a few moves today. They started off signing. I forgot who the first signing was that pissed people off this morning.
Oh, that motherfucker from Baltimore.
They signed a reserve linebacker. Jules or C-Roy and Mike, y'all got the name of the reserve linebacker?
Yeah, I think it's Deshaun.
Oh,
real risk.
Okay, not him. We didn't sign him.
Yeah, we signed him. Hold on.
Yeah, Delshon Phillips.
There you go. So that was the first hashtag piss people off signing of the day. Then backdoor and we re-signed Noah Brown. Go ahead and just piss people off again, even more. And then Nick said, "Okay, I gotcha. We end up trading for Joe Mixon. Traded for Joe Mixon for a conditional 7th round pick. Basically, it's a 2025 7th round pick, so it doesn't even touch any of the 3 7th round picks that we have this year. Hell, I would have gave up all 3 of them for Joe Mixon anyway. But what are y'all thoughts about Joe Mixon? And we got some more news after that. But look, what are y'all thoughts about Joe Mixon?
Go ahead, Jason.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll just jump in real quick. So, yeah, with Joe Mixon, I mean, I think you're really adding that extra element of the passing game for C.J. Stroud. And that's what's really exciting. I'm not saying Devin Singletary can't catch, but he's not that receiving threat as Joe Mixon. And it was pointed out to me on Twitter. So this isn't, I like giving people their due, but it's pointed out to me that his best rushing season, after I pointed out that hasn't had but one season rushing for over 4.1 yards per carry. That 1 year, 2018, it was with Bill Lazor in zone system. So, I mean, that's an intriguing factor. So if you can still get that, and he does have juice left in the tire, gets a fresh start here in Houston, exciting offense to be a part of. I like the deal, especially when you talk about the money. I mean, obviously, I was all in on Saquon Barkley. I'm not usually in on the big free agent, but Saquon Barkley made too much sense. The money wasn't a lot, but the backdoor for a future 7th round pick when you got 3 7s in 2024 and just the contract you got on it. I mean, what is it, about a third of the Saquon contract APY? I mean, I just thought it was great value, great deal. And Nick doing Nick things.
Yeah, I think it ended up being a $5 million contract with a lot of incentives. And if he touches those incentives, I don't give a damn how much it is. I think it ended up being like a $9 million total contract after incentives. But those incentives, I think, like 1,200 yards rushing, or 1,000 yards rushing, so many receiving yards. I mean, if he touches all those and get his money, hey, more power to you. He's gonna be one of the best backs we've had in the history of the Houston Texans.
Correct.
Yeah, anybody else? Y'all go ahead. See, Roy, Dante, y'all here. Get your shit off. This is your time.
Hey, boy, I tell you, man, everybody, why's the Nick hater on? I ain't gonna kiss his ass still, man. I mean, come on now. Now, I'll tell you what, though, man, the Joe Mixon trade with me was the biggest one of the day, even over the 100, like I was talking to Jason about earlier. And the reason why is that it's the first time I really can say Nick ain't got finessed. You know what I mean? Like, we were all worried about the compensation that was going to happen with the trade. And this time, it's the one where you can say, okay, fucking finally, we didn't get finessed on a deal. You know what I mean? The guy is he Saquon? No, but he's the next step down. He don't have the burst that Saquon's got, but what he does have is he's got the availability. He's never fucking hurt, and then he's going to get you more after contact than what Saquon will. Now, what Saquon was going to offer was that extreme pass catching ability, extreme breakaway, got the wiggle, but look. I am thrilled about the trade because A, we didn't get finesse, but B, we got a damn good running back. You know what I mean? So I'm actually happy with that. I'm not going to be ever getting me no motherfucking sweater vest. I still do that. I love my Texans guys, but I still can hate Nick Caserio. I love my team. You know what I mean? So I'm going to get that out there for all these guys. Start throwing all these damn things up there in the little bubbles.
Hey, what you got? What you got, Coach Dante?
I mean, this was a great, awesome deal. Joe Mixon, again, he's 27 years old. He's still young. He's still got a lot of miles on him. He's one of the most underrated backs in the league that really nobody really talked about that much. Dude, he's a hard runner between the tackles, outside, and he's going to be very good in the screen game too, man. And he's a very hard runner once he gets that ball in his hand. So this was a massive, this was a good move for us, and this set the tone for the day, man. So I'm very happy to have Joe Mixon a part of this team.
What you got, Mike? G?
Oh, man, I was very excited. We had a show last night. The mood was very different last night. I still had some optimism. I'm like, hey, man.
Of the year.
Yes. I was like, hey, there's still that star edge rusher out of Minnesota we could get. There's Aaron Jones. There's Joe Mixon. And sure enough, we get Joe Mixon for next to nothing. Good job not only making sure that Baltimore didn't steal him from us by giving up that additional 7th rounder next year, but also keeping him on the current contract so we didn't overpay or anything. I thought it was a great value, great signing. He's very, very versatile. Like everybody already said, you can utilize him in the screen game. The way he makes guys miss, like throughout his entire career, obviously he's never had a good offensive line in Cincinnati. So he finally has a decent one now. And I'm very excited for the move, and it's definitely going to help CJ in offense overall.
What you got, Chris?
Hold on. Before Chris goes, I want to shout out to everybody in the chat and everybody that's watching live. I want y'all to go ahead and, like King Flocka say, like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. And, support us at the H-Town Rundown, man. We're doing big things. Go ahead, Chris.
My bad, you guys. Yeah, man. You guys said it all, man. From Jason to Mike, to Coach, to the other Mike. It's a wonderful day. I think y'all remember back in the day when some of us was kind of young, and I grew up a little misunfortunate where I didn't have as much money as the next guy. And sometimes you would wake up and Christmas or something, you didn't quite get all the gifts that everybody else got, or you went to the pizza place or the thing, and you couldn't afford what everybody else got, and so you had to sit there and watch everybody else enjoy themselves while you didn't have enough. And for years, that's been me and my Houston Texans during free agency. I would sit up and I watch all these other teams spend all this money on all these free agents. Each player that I ever wanted just gets snatched away. A tear drops from my left eye. And then another player gets taken out like, oh, we could. And then when I look back and I see how much they signed for, I'm like, we could have signed them for that. What are we doing? And then you look up and it almost makes you, you know, it reminds you of this song here.
Oh my goodness.
So yesterday, this is what we felt like. In the arms of an angel. And I won't play too much of it because I don't want us to get banned off of YouTube. But, we don't own the rights to that. But I will say this. Yesterday, it felt like we was in the arms of an angel. I felt so goddamn sad, man. We were so mad, we started fist fighting over the internet. Now, how the hell do you throw a fist through the goddamn spaces? Oh, man, everybody was pissed off. Everybody. We was mad. People was cussing out their wives, telling them to shut up. I don't want to talk right now. People was kicking their dogs and shit. And the kids had to eat leftovers and shit because they didn't want to go shopping and shit. People was pissed off. They was mad. I mean, we was like, what are we doing? Come on, the same shit. And we saw it pass us up for a whole day. And the craziest part of that was they tried to supplement our sadness with Lonnie Johnson.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was thrilled with that signing.
And then they said, well, you think that's enough? I tell you what. You think that who was the other guy that gave us back?
Eric Murray.
Eric Murray. There we go.
So we got Eric Murray and Lonnie Johnson who's backing each other up in the backup role. And we're supposed to be happy. So, but today, when today hit, we was all still kind of sad. We was all pointing fingers. And rightfully so, deservedly so, because we hadn't seen our team move in years. We just felt like this was going to be another year where we get passed up in free agency. And thank God, I'm sorry I'm taking so long, but thank God, man, we made the moves. And it looks like from the reports I'm reading around the NFL is that the pundits think we probably stole free agency away from everybody. And I don't think we're done, fellas, and I think that's the biggest part of it. I don't think we're done. I can see 2 or 3 more moves that are going to just put us over the top. Now, if I can, and I'll let you go, Jules.
He ain't got nothing to say.
Yeah. Let's see if I can find it. If I can find it.
Hey, while you looking, Chris, you know what the
Yeah,
one...
here we go. Here we go. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Here's a quick list for everybody. Danielle Hunter, Danielle Hunter. I think we're gonna learn how to say his name. Danielle. Yeah, Danielle. Danielle Hunter, who's from Houston, gets to come home and play for his hometown. Was one of the best pass rushers in all of free agency. We sweated everybody out, and we ended up getting him. Azeez Al-Shaair, a fast, speedy linebacker from the 49ers who used to play with D'Amico, who I think was supposed to come here last year. I just don't think we had enough money for him at the time. So he took a 1-year deal, stepped to the side to Tennessee, and waited on us to get our money right. Danico Autry, an older defensive tackle, defensive end / defensive tackle that can play both inside and outside. Mm-hmm. And I think he had 11.5 sacks last year.
He did.
You know, that's pretty good production, man. We ended up letting go of Bill Burr, which was our favorite classic comedians. Bill Burr, the Johnston left. Thinking, where did he go?
Pittsburgh.
Went to Pittsburgh, and then we picked up Tommy Townsend from the Chiefs.
Who's an all-pro punter in 2022.
Talk about it. All-pro punter in 2022. So we upgraded that position.
I don't know the upgrade. I mean,
we'll see. We still got folks on day 2. We still got some information on day 2. Right. We already know what happened on day 1. Let's not put down rabbit holes yet. I'll
run down the list and I'm gonna shut up. Jeff Okudah, we picked up Michael Ford, a great special teams guy. Delshawn Phillips, another special teams guy. Lonnie Johnson, another special teams guy. And Foley Fatukasi, who I think has a tremendous upside when it comes to giving a strong bull rush and pushing that pocket into the laps of quarterbacks. With all that fancy shit that all these other D tackles and D ends are going to be able to do with their speed. I think guys like Fatukasi, with the strength that he has, is going to be perfect for the inside. The one signing that upset me, it didn't really upset me, but it had me wondering why did we not go for an upgraded position, was Noah Brown. We re-signed Noah Brown. We gave him $5 million. Actually, it's $4 million and $3 million guaranteed. I just didn't understand that. Yeah, he did pretty good last year, but there's so many receivers in the upcoming draft. There's so many better receivers like Ridley and Curtis Samuels that we could have picked up. But overall, I think we had a tremendous free agency these first 2 days, and I don't think we're done.
Chris, not Curtis Samuel. Not the one
Curtis.
you've been talking about, not the one you didn't want. Not the one you was just talking all kind of shit about.
Hold on, Chris, you said that's the only signing. So Lonnie Johnson didn't get you thinking, what the fuck?
It did have me thinking that.
I mean,
but now
you really Noah Brown more than Lonnie Johnson?
Yeah, because it is. This is why. This is why. Lonnie Johnson cost us $2 million. Lonnie Johnson and
y'all were bitching about them.
Now here's what I thought about it. Here's what I thought about it. There really truly are just special teams guys. So we're gonna have to sign some of those guys. Why not make it backup safeties? And I'm not. I think we question how he left more than bringing him back, because he's a decent safety.
No, he ain't.
Well, we still got to talk about a lot of people. We still got to talk about the big signing.
Hold on, no, Jules, I need you to.
No, I was letting that go.
Hold on, Chris.
Because I wanted one of y'all to do it.
Jules, I need you to go ahead and get your thoughts off about Joe Mixon, because I got something for you.
Well, you know, I was on Barkley, and I'm a big Devin Singletary fan. We didn't get Barkley, so it was let down. Joe Mixon is an upgrade over Devin Singletary. He can catch out the pass. He can block better. He's a little more powerful. So that 1,200 I said for Devin, I'm gonna run it back and say Joe Mixon get 1,200 in his offense.
Oh, that's
it.
Yeah, that ain't no shocking statement.
Oh, but you know, I'm gonna run back. I think he'll get more than that. But I just think that he's a better upgrade and he's a better fit, and he can get, like someone said, he was powerful. You know, Devin went down on the first 2 hits, and I think Joe can get at least 3 more yards after contact that Devin couldn't get.
Well, that's going to be the difference right there.
Right. So I think
we was number 1 in the league, third coast last year.
Okay.
Okay.
You got the rest right quick. You know, just let's burst it out.
Yeah. I got some cooking right now.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that's to me that's the best upgrade of all the rosters so far going forward. I like the Alshire upgrade over Blake, but this Joe Mixon, even though we didn't get Barkley, he was over Davidson. There was my okay moment. Things are turning around for me. I'm not going to be as critical going forward because I actually seen a transaction that get us into the competition of the next level for us. So that's why I'm content right now.
So let me say this, man. Nick Casario watched. You know, I got a text from Nick Casario. He watched the podcast last night. He heard all of what you were saying, Jules, and he told me he put in a request for me. You know, this is his message to you. It's recorded and everything like that. So let's take a listen.
Ain't this what they've been waiting for?
Ready? You ready?
I used to pray for times like this, to rhyme like this, so I had to grind like that, to shine like this. In a matter of time I spent on some locked up shit in the back of the paddy wagon, cuffs locked on wrist. See my dreams unfold, nightmares come true. It was time to marry the game, and I said, yeah, I do. If you want it, you gotta see it with a clear eye view. Got shorty, she tryna bless me like I said I chew. Like a nigga sneeze, nigga please for them trick and squeeze, I'm getting cream. Never let them hoes get in between of what we started. Little nigga, but I'm lying hearted. They love me when I was stuck and they hated when I departed. I go and get it regardless. Draw like I'm an artist, no crawling, went straight to walking with foreigns in my garages. Or foreign bitches menaging, fucking sucking and swallowing anything for $1. They tell me get him, I got him. I did it without an album. I did shit with Mariah.
This for you, Jules.
Hey,
Icy as
I
a
mean,
hockey ring, Philly niggas
in my
was
response,
flying. When I
in
bought
my
the
response
Rolls
to
Royce,
Nick,
they thought it was lease.
no, you know, you
Then I
can't play
bought
too
that new
much of it.
Ferrari, hater, rest
You
in
don't own the
peace.
rights.
Hater, rest in peace, rest in
Hater,
peace.
rest
to
in
the
peace,
parking lot.
Jules.
Phantom
Hey,
so
ain't no
big,
hater.
can't even fit in the parking spot. You ain't talking about my niggas, then what you talking about? Gangsters moving silence,
I'ma just
nigga,
let it
and I
ride,
don't talk
man.
a lot.
You gotta let
I
it
don't say a
ride.
word.
Don't forget, we don't
I
own
don't
any.
say
We
a
don't
word, was on my
own
grind
any
and
don't
I
own
got
none
what
of the
I
rights.
deserve.
We
Fuck,
alright,
nigga.
we alright.
Hold on, wait a
All right.
minute.
Hey.
Y'all thought I was finished? When I bought the Aston Martin, y'all thought it was rented? Flexing on these niggas, I'm like Papa on the spinach. Double M, yeah, that's my team. Rose, the captain, I'm lieutenant. I'm the type can the men casting grind like I'm broke. That Lambo, my new bitch, she'll ride like my ghost. I'm riding around my city with my hands strapped on my toes. Cause these niggas want me dead, and I gotta make it back home. Cause my mama need that bill money, my son needs
All
some
right,
dope.
so
These niggas try to
we
take
doing
my
all
life,
that
they
for over Joe Mixon? Are we really
Alright.
serious? Calm
Nick,
that,
look, Nick said Nick
calm that
played
down.
that for you.
Jules.
Hold
Calm
on,
that down. We
Jules.
ain't
Man,
doing
you
over
making Jules
Joe
turn
Mixon.
against Joe Mixon.
He
You
didn't
ain't
Man,
get
got
all
nothing
that.
to
He said
Houston
because I
yet.
had it up my
Oh,
thanks
sleeve
for
the
Jesus,
whole
thanks
time,
for the
calm,
Jules.
headache, man.
calm down, all that. He did. You
I
called
had
him
it up my sleeve the
for
whole
Joe
time,
Mixon,
Jules.
and
And
he
he
did.
look, he was
And
playing
y'all was
spades,
hello.
and he
Y'all
had
Where's
the
the
wasn't.
big
Tylenol?
joker, Jules.
Come
He
on,
had
come
the
on,
big
AD,
joker, and he
AD.
laid it out. He
Come
said,
on,
"I
AD.
got your ass
Come on,
set,
AD.
motherfucker,
Over.
and I'ma sign
We haven't
goddamn
even got to. We
Danielle
haven't
Hunter
even
or
got to
Danielle Hunter
Deanna
on
Hunter
your
yet.
bitch
And
ass
you talking about
head."
all this shit
That's
with
what the hell I'ma
Joe
do.
Mixon. Come on now. Oh
Hey, the
no.
Houston
Come
Texans,
on.
Jules.
Relax.
The
Come
Houston
on,
Texans
relax. You
signed
played a
Danielle
whole
Hunter.
song that don't mean crap
Jules,
over Joe Mixon.
Jules.
Y'all
The Houston Texans signed Danielle
are
Hunter,
so
man.
easy. Y'all are so easy influenced.
The Houston Texans signed Danielle Hunter to a 2-year, $49 million contract. Nobody was expecting. It was rumors that he had interest and all that. We just knew it was gonna be a bidding war that we were gonna lose. Nick Casario, like I just said, pulled out the big joker and said and laid it out on y'all head and said, "Here we go," and gave the contract to him. What are y'all thoughts about the major signing of Danielle Hunter and what it means to the Houston Texans defense going forward?
Go ahead, Jason.
Oh yeah, with Danielle Hunter, man. I mean, you said it. To me, it signifies it's more than just the signing of Danielle Hunter himself. I think just the move signifies that the city of Houston has so long around their franchise, the Texans, have feasted off of moral victories.
Correct.
And I think today was finally the exclamation point that the franchise of moral victories is dead. A franchise that's never made it to a damn AFC championship. I'm not even talking Super Bowl. They never made it to AFC championship. Well, they sniffed it in D'Amico and Stroud and Will Anderson and all these guys rookie year. And Cancero could smell it, that something was cooking. And the guy who's coming here to paint AFC South banners. He's got rings across the finger. He's playing for championships. He's building, or I should say, he's building for championships. And if nothing signified it more, then it's bookends Will Anderson Jr. and what he had to do to secure Will Anderson. I know we could talk about how much he paid and that it was over. Once the guy's on your roster, fuck everything else. It's the player that matters. You've got Will Anderson Jr., and on the bookend side, you've got Danielle Hunter. Then you've got Danico Autry that you get for half the deal of Jonathan Grenard. And go watch him against that Texans game where they pissed us all off. You know, they wore the Oilers colors. Come on, don't do that. You're going to get your ass whooped if you wear Oilers colors against the Houston, against Houston. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. I'm still dealing with emotions of that. But
Like
in all
2 sacks,
seriousness, though, you watch the Nico Autry against the Texans in that game. Where are they lining him up at? Why not? What's that sound like? So this is a guy that can come in behind Danielle Hunter and behind Will Anderson Jr. and give you wide non-reps and also kick inside to that 3-tech to give you more depth at that D tackle position. I think everything he's doing is to build for a championship, and I don't think this is the last move. Now, let me add this caveat. I was fully on board on them pursuing a compensatory pick, thought that's where this was going, thought that was the Nick Caserio MO, and the fact that he pivot. Now, you're not paying a Tom Brady contract, you got CJ Stroud, but still his MO hadn't seen him do it before. And I know this is a unique situation, but it was surprising to see, and I fully backed the decision. And a little side note, last note, and I'll pass it up. Sorry about being so long-winded, but the beauty of it, they structured a contract, and I'm guessing, this is just speculation on my part, that they structured it with $48 million guaranteed out the 49, because maybe other teams will offer them a 3 or 4 year contract, offer them more money, but they wanted to get it in this 2-year window. Because if you go to Sport Track or Over the Cap, whichever one you want to use, and you look at the way Nick has structured all these contracts, even before this year, Laramie Tunsil, Titus Howard, Shaq Mason, Dalton Schultz when he re-signed, now Danielle Hunter. All of these contracts have out after 2025. Why? CJ Stroud contract, Derek Stingley Jr.'s contract, Will Anderson Jr. contract. The money's coming due. It's structured. I know they say they don't believe in windows. They've got a 2-year window right now to win a Super Bowl before they have to start paying this youth. They're going for it.
Hey, Jason, I have 2 questions for you. One is, what is the upgrade value over Jonathan Gennard that we got over Hunter, and how do you see him fitting Deion Hunter into the system and being used properly?
The insane part of it is Danico Autry's an upgrade over Jonathan Gennard. Now, I'm not talking about as a player. Jonathan Gennard, I had a 2nd-round grade on when it came out. I was shocked he lasted to the 3rd round, thought they stole him there. They developed him. But Jonathan Gennard's played, 30% of the defensive snaps as a rookie, 52% second year, 50% third year, and he paid 62% last year. Danico Autry, even in his 30s, is playing 70+% of the snaps. He's playing outside wide 9, inside 3 technique. He's not missing the games, and that's the main thing. If we look over Jonathan Gennard's 4-year career, Danico Autry in his 30s has started almost an entire season more of games over the last 4 years because of Gennard's injuries.
Correct.
And as far as how Danielle Hunter fits, it's Danielle Hunter. You've got a game record here. You still got guys that can penetrate in Malik Collins. And if you kick Danico inside, you've got guys that can one gap, shoot up and penetrate and cause pressure from the inside of the pocket, while you got 2 guys flying off from the wide 9 spot that are elite pass rushers, both top 10, maybe even top 5 pass rushers. I mean, that's the level they play out. And if you think I'm putting the cart too far ahead of the horse, and as far as Will Anderson Jr., Will Anderson Jr. is the only defensive end in the entire NFL last year. Even Myles Garrett, he beat Myles Garrett in this, with a top 3 pass rush win rate and a top 3 run stop win rate. Myles Garrett was like number 2 and number 7. Will Anderson Jr. bested Myles Garrett. I mean, let's understand that. He's a rookie. And now you've got him and Danielle Hunter opposite of each other, and they can't throw a double team on both of them. And if they did, you've got Malik and Autry flying up the middle.
And don't forget the other D tackle guy from Jacksonville too.
Foley,
What is it? Foley, Fatukasi.
Yeah,
Jason, I just want to, let you know, brother, you got 2 of the most long-winded persons in Jules and Chris right now that are hosts on this podcast. You should have no concern or worries about being long-winded. Okay?
I didn't know that was Jules. Let me do a side note. I didn't know that was Jules Jefferson. That's my guy. So I mean, when y'all were chiming in, I gotta say, what's up, Jules? Man, I didn't realize that was you, brother. So awesome, Jules can talk as long as he want. Ain't caught up with him in years. Great to hear from him.
Well, backstory. Jason is the one got me into the game. When he first started his own label, because I used to call all the time when he was on the network, he got me into the game. So whenever I'm asking out, all my scouting traits and everything I got, my football takes, a lot come from Jason, because that's what he taught me.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. See, it's a full circle around here. Started from the bottom, Jules. I think the sentiment, because I want to go to Mike and Dante and Mike G, but I just think the sentiment is what Larry just said and what is going on Twitter right now. The Hunter signing shows the Texans are ready to take the next steps to compete for the AFC with Kansas City and Baltimore.
I agree, and that was my whole content yesterday. On the signings yesterday, I didn't feel they were trying to compete with the top echelon teams going to what their schedule is going to be next year. I thought it was okay. It's going to be the same run the mill. We're going to compete with the mid level teams that we are. We should dominate them. But when we're going to start facing this first place schedule, we're not competing on a 50-50 chance that we should win. And now these two signings, you put us on the table. I'm not saying we're completely there yet. I think our draft picks this year will get us on that conversation. But it's definitely a step up towards that competition level.
For sure. Mike, what you got?
So on the Danielle Hunter, man, really that was giving the contract out to that was more not as big of a surprise to me as I said about the Nixon, the 7th round pick, because Danielle Hunter, you knew he was going to get his money. You know what I mean? And I'm not surprised that we paid him, the $25 million. I mean, you're talking about he was the best defensive end, the best pass rusher, really from the DN position in free agency. I'm a guy who likes the middle. I said that. Y'all have heard me say it many times, man. Yeah, pause. Well, hell, man, Jason said penetrations and he ain't got to say pause. And I say the middle and I got to pause, man.
The position got me.
Well, you got to guess. Well, you got to guess.
I'm a guess, man. I'm a guess. But anyways, I think look, I was on the edge. I was on the ledge yesterday, man. I had some people talk me off the ledge, man. I was pissed, man. I mean, because I'm passionate, man. I'm tired of fucking losing. I'm tired of being a damn loser. 45 years of watching Houston football, man. I'm going to be dead here pretty soon, man. So I want to see some kind of winning, man. Right. I mean, let's be honest, So, all my stuff comes from passion, man. And I hate motherfuckers always try to pull the wool over on somebody. So I'm very cautious on what I see. I will say from day one to day two, it's a hell of a lot better. Like I said, I'm not on the ledge no more. The Danielle Hunter, to me, signing is really what's going to set the D-line up. I mean, it really is that, because he's going to be able to – he is a proven pass rusher who has produced year after year after year after – I don't think he's ever not produced, except when he was injured, I guess. It was in 1 year he only had like 6 sacks or something like that. Every year after that's been 10. And so if you're going to help out Will Anderson, you're going to help Will Anderson develop. That's the absolute right move. And then what it did show people is that we are willing to spend a little bit of money. We're not going to penny pinch our whole way through this damn thing. And I get what you're saying, Jason, on the 2-year and 3-year contracts. But at the same token, though, I'm also a guy for stability, man. And you got to start signing some of these guys that are going to be around for a while to anchor this defense and your offense more than just 2 or 3 years, because then you're back in this role again of having to sign these motherfuckers or hopefully strike gold to bring somebody else in. In the end, if you look at how all these contracts are structured, when it happened today with Kansas City, the reason why they're able to create, everybody's like, oh, they ain't got no cap space, and all of a sudden, boom, they got $30 fucking million in cap space because they got Patrick Mahomes signed to a fucking crazy ass deal. All these big ass contracts and long term deals allow these teams to maneuver the salary cap. When you're signing 1 or 2 year deals, it makes it real hard to maneuver the salary cap as much as what the Saints will, or what Kansas City has done here recently, and some of these other teams. So on one side, I'm really, really ecstatic. I love my Texans. I can give a fuck less GM, whatever. I love my team. I'm a hometown guy. I love the Texans. I just want them to win, man. But that's the one thing I wish I could see a little different here going, is that we're getting some more long-term guys eventually in the future. But no, I'm happy, man. Really, I am. It's 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, so I'm a little tired. That's why.
What you got, Dante?
Man, like I said, Danielle Hunter wreaked havoc on a pass rush. Man, he's a great elite pass rusher, man. Huge upgrade over Jonathan Kennard. He's going to be a good extension of the run game. And having Danico Autry and him on the same defensive line, that's going to free up a lot of sacks for Will Anderson Jr. to have a big season. So, I mean, this takes us we still got some more moves to make. But, again, this takes us one step closer to compete with the Kansas City Chiefs. And, again, man, we got some guys that we finally can say that can get to the quarterback, man. And Danielle Hunter is a definition of that. And, having Danico Autry, that's 34 years old, but healthy, him being on the field and playing all those snaps, that's going to help us a lot. But adding Danielle Hunter, man, I'm happy about it, man.
What you got, Mike G?
Oh, man, I was very excited about this move. I thought it was a realistic possibility on the show last night. What you got, ID?
Mike, I need you to read what you text us after we signed.
It's what Chris said after that.
Oh, shit.
What did I say?
We got our edge.
He got old timers, man. He can't remember
Mike
what the
said, we got Hunter, bitch.
No, I thought it was Chris said that.
Yeah, Chris said that.
Chris said it.
Yeah, I said we got our edge.
Right.
Said Hunter. I mean, Chris said Hunter, bitch. Hey, man, I mean, this is a big deal. Like, this is the best defensive line we've had in a long time. And we still might get Sheldon Rankins or Armstead from the Niners. I want to point out this, though, from James Palmer of NFL Network. He said everybody was waiting for that splash signing from the Texans.
Right.
Talked about this being a great addition opposite Will Anderson. But what's changed over the past year? A player like Danielle Hunter wanting to come to Houston and taking less to make it happen. The perception of the organization has dramatically changed in 1 year. And it's true, man. And Miko is awesome. This D-line is going to be a lot of fun to watch this year. I'm very excited about the move.
He might have took less, but that the contract damn near guaranteed.
Yeah, hey, but that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. He got paid.
And in Texas, there's no state tax.
Right. He got paid.
And he coming home, so that's
right.
That's the biggest. That's one of the biggest parts too. Chris, go ahead. What you got?
Shit, we got a good squad. Of course, them guys gonna want to come here. They see things are growing. They've been to the Pro Bowl games. They watch CJ on TV.
Give me another analogy, Chris.
Huh?
Give me another analogy like you dropped that first time, Chris, when you were starving.
Okay, so it's like let me see.
Yes.
Let's see. What is this like? Okay. What
story time with Chris?
Here, man. It's like this here. I'm gonna keep it grown folks with us, right? It's like this here, man. You're going out to the club and you're around all your buddies and stuff, and you're getting a little tipsy, and then somebody pulls out a joint. Oh, this smell is so good, man. I mean, it's floating in the air. Everybody's Kool-Aiding. There's fine women around and everything.
That's a good one.
Guess what? Nobody's passing the blunt to you.
Come on, I ain't know where this is going.
I don't know where this is going, man.
They just put straight across the nose and right over to the next dude.
I'm here for Chris's analogies.
You just gotta inhale it and take the smoke like secondhand smoke. We've been having secondhand smoke in Houston.
You promoting this, Jason?
This is a good one.
Cowboys.
This is a good one.
Man. How many times I hear the world talk about the Dallas Cowboys, and all we can think about in Houston is how sorry they really are.
Fuck them Cowboys, man.
How come they're not talking about the Texans?
Who's the Cowboys running back? I don't mean to sabotage the show, but who?
My homeboy that's a Cowboys fan said at this point I'm cheering for what he say? I'm cheering for garments. I'm cheering for laundry.
Right.
I'm not cheering for no football team. I'm cheering for laundry.
I got a great running back Dallas can get. His name Dameon Pierce. I'll be willing
to finish my analogy, man. To close it out. You know what I'm saying?
You still on the analogy?
Yes, he is.
God damn.
I told you, Jason.
Yes, he is.
I'm very long-winded. I got two lungs.
We all got two lungs. Let this man go. Go ahead, Chris. Please finish the novel.
So the thing is, man, when you see everybody else having a good time doing some shit, don't be afraid to jump in there and snatch it out their hand and take you a hit and pass that motherfucker. And that's what we doing. We taking our hit. We finally taking our hit. You know what I'm saying? We finally taking that puff. And we're gonna pass it. Mike, go ahead, Mike.
Take your hit, Mike.
Go ahead, Mike. Take a hit, Mike.
Hey,
Anyway, so I want to start a debate that I started on Facebook.
Drugs,
It
I
was-
don't drink, I don't do nothing. So I just talking shit.
Well, it is this debate now on Facebook right now. Can Hunter wear number 99?
99. Mm-mm.
Why you can't wear 99?
You know why, man.
like Jesus, man.
It's a number.
Man, that dude saved houses from being flooded with his bare hands.
Man,
With his bare hands.
there we go. I think
Jesus making the water go around Houston.
Yeah. When
I think-
JJ built Houston,
Oh,
Man,
He built Houston in 6 days.
hey, Jules, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Hey, if you talking to a man, Jules, they're probably gonna say let him wear 99. But if you let any woman hear that he's wearing 99 in Houston, you have a damn female right outside of NRG, man.
Hey, Brandon, we not. He not wearing that. That's too close to that 36. I don't.
Nah,
we
bro.
doing that.
If that man wouldn't wear 99, let that man wear 99.
Now I think Patrick Storm, my buddy friend of the pod, said that he wore 94 in college.
Yeah.
So that could be a number, and Khalil Davis is going to have to get a new number.
We all see. I'll say it. If the man wouldn't wear 99, let the man wear 99. I don't give a damn.
TJ say new number 0.
I don't want my edge rushing wearing 0.
Brian Burns wears 0,
Man, what you got against 0?
and he got $150 million.
He on my goddamn team.
Hey.
I don't give a shit.
What's
There's a
wrong
lot
with
of
0?
zeros in that
I don't want
150 million.
I don't want my guy wearing 0.
He your guy now. He your guy.
Well, he can wear number 11. How about that? Double one.
He can wear whatever number he wants.
That's
53.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike.
He ain't wearing 99, Jules.
Okay.
Just like 80 ain't nobody wearing 80. Nobody ever wear 80 again in Houston. Ain't nobody gonna wear 99.
Y'all the same fools that won't turn the Astrodome down because y'all have sentimental issues.
No, I want he can get towed down. We done had that conversation.
Yeah, let's not go there tonight.
All right.
No,
So after the signing of Joe Mixon, Deion Hunter, all that stuff, what's next? What's the big priority going forward with this Texans team? What's your number one priority if you can do something tomorrow or by end of the week before the draft? What are y'all looking at and who y'all look at?
So before the draft or including the draft?
Before and including the draft. So we can
hopefully address safety, man. That would be. Is Simmons still out there, or has he got signed?
Yes, talk, man. Damn.
Huh?
Damn, Mike.
What?
Let our guest talk, bro.
Hey,
Oh, he
Jason.
just asked a fucking question. He didn't say a name.
Yeah, he was.
Sorry, Jason. I'm sorry. Chris being an asshole. You can go next.
No. I mean, no worries. No. So you're asking as far as not at the draft, but in free agency, what else they should add?
Yeah, before the draft, because once the draft hits, it's going to be a different set of priorities after the draft to fill the rest.
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of trying to set up that roster so you're not pigeonholed into having to take something there in the first round, where you can truly either go best player available or move up or down. But yeah, as far as before the draft, there's two areas I would really look at. Y'all touched on it. The safety position is so watered down now. So many talented safeties got cut. So you're looking at them out there, and I mean, it's just so watered down, and the market's really not moving after those first couple top guys like Xavier McKinney. I think Kevin Byard got a deal, Geno Stone, a couple others, but I mean, for the most part, it hasn't moved. And you got guys like Justin Simmons, and you've got guys Quadre Diggs out there, that safety position. I think both of them you could get value deals done with because of how oversaturated the market is right now. Outside of that, though, you look at the linebacker position, they need another outside linebacker. I mean, you don't want to go into the draft where you need to get an outside linebacker. I mean, I did put something out on Twitter earlier, but it's more of a fantasy type thing. Could you imagine, like, when you're trying to, what happened this past year? How did the season end? You started the year losing to the Ravens and Lamar. You ended the year losing to the Ravens and Lamar. Shahir, Christian Harris, and Adrian Cooper, all these guys have 6'6" to 6'8" wingspans with 1.55 or less 10-yard splits. That's how you stop Lamar Jackson and make sure he don't beat you in the playoffs next year.
All right. On top of that, before you go about safety, what safety do you think would help Jalen Petrie succeed and can have his back going forward? What's on the free agency market right now? Who pairs best for them?
You want a bargain deal that y'all might not like, but this guy, when he came out in the draft years ago, he was in J.J. Watt's draft. And at cornerback at that time, people were talking about he's so big, he'd have to move to safety. I'm like, nah, he's the prototype. But eventually, I'd say later at the end of his career, he could probably move to safety because he's so talented and have seen so many coverages out there. And he did that last year, I believe, in Pittsburgh. Patrick Peterson. Patrick Peterson is not just a talent. He's not as fast and as talented as he used to be. So that's why he obviously moved to safety. But he's so smart. And he can line you up correct. It's like having a middle linebacker back there in that DB group with so much youth back there. So, I mean, I'm talking about you're getting like $2-3 million deal for Patrick Peterson. You're not paying him anything. But if you're going for the big name, I think Justin Simmons is the best fit.
Yeah, because if you go back onto the season last year, once after the second half, it's always one big play that they get beat over the top. So I was always looking for somebody who won't get beat over the top. Because seeing Petrie has a limitation with going over the top, and he can't recognize when receivers don't move and they always get beat. You look in the backfield. So I always want to look for one guy that can help us not get that big play every game. Go ahead, Dante. You got something?
Yeah, I'm gonna say safety, and I'm gonna say corner. I think I'm gonna say safety and corner, and I'm gonna ask the safety. I'm gonna say Quandre Diggs. Say Quandre Diggs from Seattle, who had a solid career in Seattle. He's a ball hawker safety. I like Quandre Diggs, and I'm still keep my eye on pretty much Zay Howard at corner, but I'm gonna say safety, Quandre Diggs.
All right, Mike G, who you got?
Yeah, one of our friends of the pod has mentioned Quandre Diggs as a potential target tomorrow. Also, Justin Simmons. So I'd say safety overall. And if you want kind of an under the radar or less likely, but still something that would be great to see, would be receiver. You got on the cheaper end, you got Curtis Samuel, and on the higher end, you got Calvin Ridley.
All right, Mike, what you got?
Well, it's safety, and I'm going to go with the oddball one here, but I would like to see a different fullback H-back, man.
We're not getting ready.
Dick is here to stay.
I'm telling you, man, I'm just being honest with you. You can hate it, but that's what I'd like to see, man. I mean, because honestly, I think, to me, I would rather go DB in the draft.
I like the Byron Murphy.
What's up?
Sorry, I mean, I saw the comment on the bottom. I was just saying I like the Byron Murphy. I don't think he'll be there at 23, but I like the Byron Murphy. My fault, Mike. Go ahead.
No. I thought you were saying him, man. I mean, if he's there at 23, most definitely. But to me, DB, I'm looking at the draft. Man, I want somebody younger, somebody faster. The guy who picked up in free agency, he ain't worth the fuck. So you can sugarcoat that all day long. He ain't worth the fuck. But that's $6 million wasted.
No, bro.
Jeff Okuda's who he's talking about.
Yeah, that's $6 million wasted right there, man. I mean, that's just a signing that people can say, "Oh, we signed him. There we go." Ooh. He sucks. But it's really safety, man. That's I want a veteran back there, man, who knows what the hell they're doing.
Someone say Patrick Peterson is cooked in the ass.
Swan, so crazy. Hey, Swan, well, no matter what I say, you're going to disagree. I love you, Swan.
Always, Jason.
Oh, you know Swan?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Swan's my girl, man. Swan been talking trash to me since Will Fuller.
Damn. Shit.
She's told every one of us except for probably Dante in this group here to fuck off once or twice too. So
That's
All right,
par
Chris.
for the course.
Well,
Yeah.
Who you got, Chris?
I will say this before I say this. I like everybody to hit like and subscribe, and share this podcast.
Mhm.
Thank you guys, everybody that's been attending and checking us out, man. We do this for the people, of the people, and with the people.
We
You
football.
catch us on Twitter a lot too, man. Under Spaces group chat with Barrett and them guys. Some of them guys have a great chat. Tony, Snow, Chrome, and them guys have a great chat that's been growing a lot over there too. So shout out to those guys. But yeah, H-Town Rundown, man. Thank you guys for joining us every time. The people that I think that should be on our next radar. We fulfilled a lot of positions. The next guys that I think should be on our radar, I think should be wide receiver. I disagree about the safety only because I see that we've already got backup safeties. And
Who's starting though?
only because I see we've got two starters at safeties right now.
who are the starters?
With
Who the starters?
with Jalen and Petrie and with Jimmy Ward. And
Jimmy
I
Ward
don't
ain't
think-
played but 5 games,
come on, hold on.
Chris.
I don't
Jimmy-
think
Jimmy
those guys.
Ward, Ward, Chris, might be a cap cut. I'm not saying he will be, but that'd be the move I'd make. I mean, you're
Right.
saving
Right.
$4 million. You're eating $4 million, Dad, but you're saving $3.8 million. I think
Yeah.
they could still move on from Jimmy and MJ Stewart.
Yeah, now if you tell me that you bringing in Simmons, yeah. If you tell me you're bringing in Simmons, yeah, I'll do that. Who are the other safeties you would take over Ward? I'm pretty sure that list is long.
Yeah, it's long. Diggs.
How about
Patrick
anyone that
Peterson.
can play more than 5 games?
Yeah, I mean, me and AD had this conversation of how many games did Jimmy Ward play? They say he played 10. He only finished 6,
Mhm.
and he missed 7.
Okay.
So that's you're not paying another $10 million for that.
Yeah, you asked which ones I would take over
Right.
Jimmy Ward. Whichever ones have a pulse.
It has to be beaten. It's beaten.
Ouch.
Damn.
Hey, let me,
Because even when he was here, he was not productive.
Well, he's still here.
Well, I mean, because so is Robert Woods, but we don't want him either, do we?
I got you. That makes sense. Now, if we sign somebody else, I'm with it, right? And y'all have corrected me successfully. So yeah, I would take Justin Simmons in a heartbeat with a pulse, over him and a couple of other guys too. Maybe even Marcus May, Quadre Diggs.
That's not a bad name.
shout out to Killer Cal, man.
Killer
He
Cal, what's up, baby?
I got a question because I'm gonna ask this question at the very end. Appreciate you, Cal.
But hold on, let me finish.
Yeah, I said go ahead.
Yeah. I just think wide receiver is the key position for us, just because you got a great quarterback and you got to give him targets. And I'm scared that we're going into this thing believing that we're satisfied at wide receiver, and we're getting. I think we're blindly doing the exact thing we did last year, and you're walking into this thing not being greedy enough. Now is the time to be greedy. We filled a lot of holes, but now it's time to be greedy. When you say greedy, that means look for that third linebacker. Look for the second and third wide receiver.
So who do you want, Chris?
Well,
I told you I want Calvin Ridley.
The reason I'm asking, Chris, and I'm gonna lay this out for you real quick, okay?
Sure.
I get what you're saying, but I would be 100% on board with doing the Calvin Ridley if we didn't just fucking re-sign Noah Brown for fucking $5 million.
Noah Brown is in the same boat that you telling me that Jimmy Ward is in.
I agree, but we just signed him though.
Yeah, but he can get cut. He's only got like a $1 or $2 million guarantee.
Well, that's going to be Robert Woods is probably the one that gets cut. But
They both should be
cut.
hey, so here's a question. I want to talk to Chris and Jason about this. What was the purpose of signing Noah Brown at this point?
That was my question earlier.
I actually like Noah Brown. I know there's a lot of people. I know a lot of y'all don't like Noah Brown. I like Noah Brown. I like the sign back. It's a sign I would have brought back. I'd move on from Robert Woods. I think you've got, I think Mechie has been a forgotten guy that really towards the end of last season started showing a little bit more. I think we forget everything Mechie's gone through as a young man, and he still battled back. Last year was more like a rookie season than a second season. Wouldn't rule him out as calculating into the mix there as well. But I think the guys you're counting in the mix right now are Nico, you're counting Tank, you're counting, oh my God, not
Xavier.
Robert Woods.
Xavier.
Xavier's farther down, but I mean, if we're talking about replacing it, I've heard a couple of y'all guys mention a guy I mentioned as well. So I think three of us now are kind of on the same page with one wide receiver that I feel we all think's a fit in Curtis Samuel. I mean, you
Right.
just do some jet sweeps, give him some carries, line him up as that third guy, vet body out there in the mix, and then you save $5 million by cutting Robert Woods. How much of that's going to take care of Curtis Samuel's salary? It's almost a wash at that point. And you
Right.
go from Woods to Samuel, but Noah Brown, we heard Nick Caserio speak about continuity there
Right.
at the combine, so I wasn't surprised bringing back Noah Brown. I like Noah Brown ever since he came out in the draft. He was just more of a possession receiver that had to work the complete nuances of the game to create the separation. I like the deal bringing him back, but I would move on from Robert Woods. And I'm right there with you on the Curtis Samuel.
There we go. That's what I like to hear.
But okay, so but
He didn't
back
say
to my point though.
he didn't say Cooper.
I didn't say nothing about
and-
Curtis
look,
Samuel.
and
I
Samuel.
said Calvin Ridley.
And
Goddamn
the
it.
But
AD
it-
helping
but-
out.
It's back to my point now. So look,
Boy.
you got Noah Brown, you got Tank Dell, you got Nico. Okay, let's say you go get a Samuel or Calvin Ridley. So that's 4. And then you're pushing John Mechie, Hudson down, which is what you want to do, right?
Which is 6.
Yeah,
Right.
but
Which is 5.
which is me though. I want to go draft a motherfucker. I want to draft.
I do
a dog,
too.
man. Yeah,
Oh, I think you do, but it's
you
such a
can't have
deep
billion-
position. Go ahead, Mike. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, but I'm just saying, I want to go get a dog at wide receiver, man. I want the guy I draft who's going to be on a rookie contract that's going to push Noah down to being number 4. You know what I mean? I don't want to go sign a guy who's going to push Noah down to number 4, and then I'm going to push Noah down to number 5. And then all we're doing is wasting money at that point because they ain't never going to see the field.
We wasting
I
time. We wasting time with these guys we got now. There's no reason Noah Brown is not going to help us win no championship. Not a
But
Noah
that's
Brown.
what I'm saying. I
bro.
want to get the dude in the draft. to
Not a
replace
Noah
that
Brown
motherfucker.
and not a Mechie. Mechie, look, God bless Mechie, man, but he's not helping us win no football games, man.
Yeah,
He's
but
not.
you ain't listening to what I'm telling you. I said I want to get that guy in the draft and push those motherfuckers down.
I'm with
You want to
that
go sign a
too.
Calvin Ridley.
Listen, but you also can get Calvin Ridley to be the veteran that's in there. You can't rely on 2 sophomores and a rookie.
Are we talking about the same motherfucker we watched drop balls all over the goddamn field last year?
Man, he didn't drop
Jacksonville
no
won us the
balls over
division?
no field, man.
That motherfucker was out of
Before we go into a whole tangent, let me shout out shout out King from San Antonio, diehard Texan fan, man. Shout out you joining the chat and watching the podcast. Appreciate you. Brandon going ham on this.
I see.
Save money. So pause. Hey, let me say this, man, because first of all, y'all been going on these tangents. I ain't got even now one of my thoughts.
Well,
Give it.
Nobody give a damn about you. You run the show. You run the show. Nobody give a damn about you.
Damn, fuck AD. Okay. But now, I do want to say, man, because I didn't even give my personal.
We know who you want, Curtis Samuels, man. Come on, man.
No.
And Cooper.
You the one started those
about guys who
silly
you wanted. You want a Cooper and you want Samuel.
started those silly ass narrative. Come on, man.
Hey, let me say this, man. Goddamn, what's his name? Armstead?
Eric Armstead?
Eric Armstead.
Yes.
Hey,
He is the guy that needs to be signed next.
Correct.
He's going to get released tomorrow.
Yep.
He's the guy that needs to be signed.
Correct. He will be signed next.
Line. And the draft, you have the draft as a fallback plan for other positions.
You'll pay him $4 million.
You don't even have to pay him that, Chris. He about to get 18 to 22 million from San Francisco.
Right, but the rest of his money is like 2 or 3 million. Might even be $4 million. I think is what it is.
No, Chris. He's getting, like, when they release him, he's getting cashed out $18 million.
I know it, but his whole check would have been like 25 or 26.
Well, let me say
and they're
this.
gonna give him like 22 or
If they
23.
designate him as a post June 1st, he get 18. If they don't designate him as a June 1st, he's 20. So we're saying cover the difference between the 22 and 18.
Right.
So you saying that's a bigger priority for you than safety? AD.
Yes, because like Jason said earlier, it's so saturated. You can get a safety that's more than likely going to be better than what you have in the safety room right now. You know, a week or two from now.
But the thing about safety is not about what me or you or Jason or anybody thinks about it. I believe that the Texans believe they feel like they're good at safety.
So if I tell you they feel that good at receiver, you lose your shit, right?
No, I'm saying that's what I.
You damn right you would.
Right? You will lose your shit, right, Chris?
But I'm saying if
Be
that's
honest.
what it looks like, that's what it's looking like.
Right, because that's why they brought Noah Brown.
Right, and so you haven't said that yet.
I did say I always told you they gonna carry 6 receivers. They're gonna carry 6 receivers.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop talking about receivers when you stop talking about safety.
Okay, it's a wash there.
All right. So that's why he said that's why he said Eric Armstead.
I was he saying let him talk, so I was gonna let him get a chance to get talking and elaborate.
Well, why don't me and you just talk? You don't need to talk.
What the
fuck? You don't even need to talk no more. Obviously, you don't want to talk.
I'm about to go to bed anyway. Y'all get my goddamn.
No, hold on, Jules. Me and you, come on, man. You long-winded. I'm long-winded.
Go ahead, AD.
Okay. So I feel like defensive. I want to go ahead and solidify the defensive line. There's still a boat. There's still those, those Curtis Samuels and all that. Curtis Samuel's not gonna sign a deal right now or soon. But he would be a nice.
Neither is Calvin Ridley.
Well, Calvin Ridley might sign the deal. What is it, tomorrow? Yeah, the new league year. The reason Calvin Ridley hasn't signed yet is because if he signs before the new league year with Jacksonville, they have to give up a 2nd-round pick instead of a 3rd. So they're waiting to make the final offer. Right now, New England and Jacksonville both got bids on the table, and there's one dark horse team. But it sounds like he wants to return to Jacksonville. The only reason he hasn't yet is because Jacksonville's not going to pay him till the league year starts tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. That way they only have to give up a 3rd pick for that trade they did for him with Atlanta.
Do you think our horse is dark enough?
No, because I think the biggest difference between Curtis Samuel and Calvin Ridley, I think is probably about 15 million APY. So, I mean, I think that's why Curtis Samuel makes more sense because Calvin Ridley, I mean, I don't think the Texans with Nico's contract right there on the horizon, I don't think you're going to pay 20 million plus for Ridley.
Okay. You think he's going to get 20?
Yeah, at least. I mean, that's what I would imagine. Yeah, I mean.
If Gabe Davis got damn near 19, what you think Calvin Ridley going to get?
Jags will overpay.
That's true.
Jags will overpay.
He was rated the second best receiver in the free agency class.
Yeah. So let me go to this comment. We need a wide receiver and a dog and running. But we've been talking about receiver, but I think we got a dog when we traded for Joe Mixon.
Hey, just real quick. I don't know if y'all heard it. That's why I'm asking because I was reading something that Gesicki may come up available if they can't.
Gesicki just
signed. He already signed.
He already did. Okay.
Tight ends are going like crazy. It's so crazy. All pro Pharaoh Brown got signed with the Seahawks. So.
He said all pro Pharaoh Brown.
Hey, what happened to Brevin Jordan?
Just the backstory, Jason. Just the backstory.
Brevin Jordan on contract, man.
Yeah, hold on. Just the backstory, Jason, about all pro Pharaoh. It was in training camp 2 years ago. We all as a group, most of us as a group were there at training camp.
Go get him for me.
And we were talking with Pharaoh Brown and everything like that because I think he had an interview right before their training camp day. And he said he feels great. He feels like he's going to be an all-pro.
Oh wow! No, I didn't hear that. I didn't catch that.
We would never have a.
He said he felt like he would have an all-pro season, and so ever since that day, and that
he also said I've been doing yoga.
Yeah,
I've been stretching and doing stuff. He said I'm so fast I don't even know how fast I am.
He ran himself into an injury.
He said, "That's how good I've been training, and that's how good I feel. You can call me all pro Farrell Brown."
And so ever since then, even at training camp, we will be calling him All Pro Pharaoh, and it's been an ongoing joke ever since then for the last 2 years, man.
Those are some dark days, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. There was a couple bad years there for the Texans. But to the comment as far as needs a running back and wide receiver, I think I think the sweet spot for the running back is going to be third, fourth round. I don't have any running back with a first or second round grade. Now there's a ton in the third and fourth round, and I think that's the sweet spot. And I went back and looked today early at what Nick Caserio has done at running back in the draft since he's been either a pro over player personnel since 2008 with New England through Houston. Every time he's drafted a running back, it's been mostly third and fourth round. He's taken one in the first, one in the second, but never after the fourth round. So that third, fourth round, I think that's the sweet spot for a running back, but I also think it's the sweet spot for a receiver. I think they go running back probably in the fourth, receiver in the third, and we've seen the track record Caserio has here in Houston on selecting receivers in the third and Nico and Tank.
Yeah,
good point.
Look, I'm not mad. I honestly think going in the draft, similar to what you're saying, Jason, I do think they may go defense heavy even more, just to kind of overkill on the defense side of the ball with a corner and probably, if not
D tackle.
Yeah, D tackle as well.
Yeah, that's why I think the first two picks.
Yeah, I think I agree. We all love Byron Murphy, defensive tackle. And we also, Chris especially, loves Braden Fisk, defensive tackle from Florida State. He's been
Yeah, I used to love him. I used to love him as a mid-round pick, but I don't love him as a first or second round pick.
You don't like him as a second?
Nah.
At the bottom of the second, it's damn near third, Chris.
Well, see, I've got a different outlook on this draft. I think the wide receivers and the running back, two running backs, and the rest of the wide receivers should rule the first and second round for us. I don't see the significance of finding another Xavier Hutchinson in the fourth. I don't see the significance of looking for another John Mechie in the third and fourth rounds.
Tank Dell was in the third.
Yeah, I mean that was a good pickup, but there's a lot of those guys you can find, you can pluck them out, but why pluck out those when you can get gold right there in the first and second?
Hey, T-Real, no. No.
What'd he say?
He said
Blake Corum
third.
No.
Y'all don't like Blake Corum?
Mileage on him already, man.
No. Blake Corum injury. I mean, he had. I know he's been super productive, but I don't like the super small running backs.
Like Mojo.
Mm-hmm.
Maurice Jones-Drew. Yeah, like Maurice Jones-Drew.
I absolutely despise Maurice Jones-Drew, especially being a Texas fan, because I feel like he would have his best games against the Texans, and he would have support games everywhere else. But I don't think I don't know, man. I just don't see it with Corum. No. It's just the back of my mind, but yeah, I would pass on Corum.
Yeah, he's not a scheme fit either. And honestly, I think the Chargers take him.
Corum's not a scheme fit?
Not really. I mean,
I disagree on that. I'd say Corum probably better zone fit. I know a lot of people talking about Jonathan Brooks and Jalen Wright. Neither one of them I would take in a zone system. These smaller backs, Marshawn Lloyd and Blake Corum, other than just having that stout figure, they're better in pass pro as well, too. So, I mean, I know that's not the biggest, sexiest thing, but you're talking about guys that can catch out the backfield, that can run, and that you can trust to protect C.J. Stroud as a rookie. And most running backs coming out of college can't do that. But to be in that zone system, I know a lot of people like Jonathan Brooks. This is a guy who, because he was sitting behind Bijan Robinson and those guys, he doesn't have the nuances of the position. You can go put on the film and watch him, and he just doesn't have the flow to the stretch or even the inside zone.
Yeah.
Now, but see, Jason, though, here's the thing
Swan,
about that, though.
Swan, please do not respond.
Here's the thing about that, though, Jason. Is Jonathan Brooks has only got about 200 carries on him in his college career.
And he's already tore an ACL.
Well, I get that. But if you're having him back up, Mixon, that gives that young man a chance to really learn and understand what's going on. So when he does,
That's fair. Yeah, I think that's absolutely fair in the aspect as far as learning and developing behind them. But I don't know if you're taking Jonathan Brooks. I think a lot of people are talking about second round on him, coming off a torn ACL, limited action, with that injury, and then again, you just watch him run. If they power gap it, they open it, the blocking's there, there's a tunnel there, he's going to hit it. And then if he gets you in an open field, man, he can put you on a gift and make you look stupid. All that's well and good. But I care about what you do to get 4 yards consistently more than 40 yards. And he's not the one when we're talking about his own system. He doesn't have the nuances. And if you're drafting a running back in the second round to develop, I don't think I think there's better options, a cornerback or a D tackle. I would go for a running back third or fourth.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think that's legit though. I'm more wide receiver in the first, but
Rogue say told y'all Brooks a wolf ticket.
he's just a U of H guy who can't stand getting their ass whooped every year.
Hey, so before we continue, I know Jules said he gotta go. I do want to ask the room. I do like Trey Benson. Gary. Benson is a big guy, big running back.
Dylan Johnson from Washington, like him.
Yeah. So I want to ask the room, what are your letter grades on the Texans free agency so far?
I got a B minus.
D minus?
B.
Oh, I was like, that ain't what you text just a second ago. I was like, damn, what happened in the last few minutes? Did I miss something?
No, I got a B minus.
You got a B minus. Coach Dante, what you got?
Got a B.
You got a B. What you got, Mike?
Mike.
Other Mike.
Mike G?
No, if I want to say Mike G, I would say Mike G.
Oh, okay.
The other white Mike.
No, I'm a B plus.
You got a B plus. Mike G, what you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna go B plus as well.
All right, we got him in the chat. J Rock saying B plus. Garion saying B. Chris, what you got?
I got an A minus.
Chris got an A minus. Hey, look, y'all look on the same wavelength with Brandon Hollum. A minus as well. Texas Underground said B. Jason.
Who that said that? Hey, Hollum?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna change my answer.
Hey.
We just Simmons, that's an A, by the way.
Hey, I agree, Mike. Hey, go ahead, Jason. What you got?
I'm right there with Chris. I'm at an A minus.
Ooh, that's too high for me. Okay.
Jules, you don't be that teacher, man. Don't be that teacher, man. Even Larry Payton, who was about to jump ship last night, is giving it an A.
The same emoji. I can just be me, baby.
B plus. Jules, I don't know why you look. Even Corey Barrett in the building said A. DJ Wallace say B. Gorilla Man, we got B plus. Travis said B. Neil McGovern said B. And then here we go, Swan, man. I don't know why you get Swan started, Jules. I don't know.
I'm not the one talking about Brooks.
I don't know why you get
I'm not the one who said shit about Brooks. That was Jason.
Hey, I knew it was coming. I was just waiting for it to pop up.
What I said.
Y'all catching my strays.
Hey, but I mean, it's like I said, it's a great day, man. Any final thoughts or anything else? I know we talked about it going in the future, but anybody else got any final thoughts?
Yeah. Anytime you get a Joe Mixon for a 7th round pick and only got to pay him $3 million, that's an A. Anytime you get the best pass rusher in the draft in the free agency, that's an A. Anytime you find a linebacker that you can start a linebacker that you can fit in, and all those different variations of D linemen. You put them together, and that's an A. So that's why I gave it an A.
Yeah, Brandon said he gave his grade because we added 28 sacks on 2 signings on the D line, top 5 in tackles, put an experienced, perfect fit running back out of their ass last minute. Swan B plus. Brain said great, better than the fucking Cowboys.
Well, there ain't no doubt they improved the front 7, man, which is one of the things we've been wanting. But the defensive backfield still is yet to be desired.
Correct.
Appreciate it, man.
Agreed.
And
So that's why I can't go to an A. You know,
Appreciate it, Larry. I do want to say this right here.
And
Go ahead.
Robert Woods and Jimmy Ward's on my team. That's not good.
Robert Woods, that veteran experience that Chris was talking about they need with Calvin Ridley.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I want to shout out King. He said this is my new favorite podcast, Everybody Down to Earth, and speak on real stuff, not all that mainstream. I appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and subscribe to the podcast. Y'all see it down below. Then PG say, why you got that profile pic?
Is that him in a Bengals uniform? I just noticed that.
No.
That's some nasty.
Yeah, it's still Bengals.
You can't even get a goddamn somebody to copy that shit and paste the Texas uniform on it.
Like I did for Hunter.
That's like a bootleg picture now.
I'm sitting here with my wife beating my tattoo, so you really don't want to see me.
Good night. I'll try later.
All right,
I'm out here.
Coach, any final thoughts?
Man, it's a great day, man. It's a great time to be a Houston Texans fan. Right now, throughout the ups and downs, through all of the years that we had to suffer and go through hell and destruction with this team, man. Now it finally built back up, and I'm finally excited to be a part of this Texans community and the Texans fan base, man. We coming. We got some special things coming with this team.
Mm-hmm. All right. I know Chris gave his spiel. Jason, you have anything else you want to say before
Yeah, I would just end it with this. I would say, as Texans fans, this is probably a little new to everybody, like actually truly being a contender. And I know you still got Pat Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. I'm not saying you're the Super Bowl favorite, but I'm saying it's time to turn the page on just being glad to be in the conversation. And I think Texas fans really need to take, if the franchise, the organization from the top down is buying in on going after a Super Bowl, I think the fans, that needs to be the belief that the Texans can play for a Super Bowl. And I mean, these aren't the same old Texans. So, I mean, that's all I would say. I would say, don't be afraid to buy in. And that's it. Outside of that, man, I want to thank you, all you guys, for allowing me the time to come on and talk with y'all. Really enjoyed it.
Of course, man. Thank you. Jason, like I said, anytime, the door is always open. We welcome you anytime that anytime you can bless us with your knowledge and your commentary, man. We appreciate it all, and we thank you for everything.
Shout out to Jason, man.
Shout out to
Jason.
Y'all go ahead. Y'all see his Twitter handle down at the bottom. Y'all go ahead and follow the H Football. And he has a lot of great content. He predicted that we were going to target special teams. He got a lot of flack about it, but hey, when the truth is the truth, it always comes to the light. So I want to thank you, Jason, for all your content, especially coming back, and we welcome you back, and thank you for blessing us on this podcast, man.
Man, what does the day of 24 hours make, man?
You know what though? I'm gonna
we
say
was going
this,
crazy a while back.
Hey Chris, I'm gonna say this though.
We couldn't stand Nick Caserio.
Hey Chris, man, I'm gonna say this, man. We had a funeral for Lonnie Johnson. We should have kept that motherfucker buried, man.
We should have kept him buried.
Should have kept him fucking buried, man.
You know what? He gonna make some plays for us this time around.
That motherfucker ain't making. Only play he making is taking somebody some Gatorade out there, man.
It could be, but he gonna be on special teams. He's a special teams guy.
Oh Lord have mercy.
Matter of fact, he was one of the only people that scored against Kansas City in that playoff game. If you don't remember correctly.
I don't remember nothing about that. That was so long. That was a distant memory.
So
I feel you, baby.
Just Killer Cal and they said, "Hey Jason, been a fan since Dylan Gwynn. I called in at 7:90 a.m. and chopped it up with you. Welcome back."
Damn, man, that's almost 15 years ago. You go
Well,
back, man.
Cal
I
is 85 years old. Cal is 85 years old. Jason.
Yeah,
Dang,
I was like
I
92.
appreciate that, man. Thank you for the support. Thank you for sharing that. Always appreciate the positive exchanges, man. 15
Hey,
years, dang.
was that Killer Cal that said that?
Yeah, that was Killer
Yeah.
Cal, man.
Hey, Jason, you probably had to hang up on his ass because he kept on talking through. So you
I got you.
Hey,
But I appreciate it though.
for sure, man. That's what's up. I do want to shout out everybody in the chat. There's so many names, so many comments, so many people. I do want to thank all of y'all for joining in. We hit a new goal. We had over 800 people watching us live today. You know, setting the goal. We're trying to hit that
Big Rock,
1,000
Blue
mark.
Boy, Brandon Holman,
Yeah.
PG, Cal, Trey.
We're gonna be another 20 minutes reading all this.
No, I was just reading them behind you while you was talking.
Hey, so I do want to thank everybody for joining and watching. Y'all know we bring the content every week. We'll be back. If any other big news, we may have to have another emergency pod. But right now, you know, we'll see y'all next week. And we appreciate y'all, man. Y'all go ahead and like, share, and subscribe at the bottom. Follow everybody that's been on this podcast, including Mike and Coach Dante, man, the Sports Library. He is our co-host on the Rockets podcast. The Rockets did pull out a win today over the San Antonio Spurs. Shout out to the Rockets. Prayers up for Alfred Şengün. And before we go, I do want to say a special prayer. And everybody, you know, want to say something about Dylan Horton as he, you know, got some very, very good news.
God bless Horton, man.
Got very good news, beating stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer. So he's in remission at this point, and he's taking treatments, and hopefully he's planning on making a comeback. And, you know, hopefully he gets all the treatment and everything that he needs to come back fully healthy. And shout out to Dylan Horton, man. And I was, you know, like I said, I've been advocating for Dylan Horton for a minute. And I appreciate Dylan Horton, man, and thank him for you know, for all he done for the Houston Texans, and hopefully everything works out for the best, man. He comes back stronger and better than ever.
Yes, sir.
But like I said, hey, right on. Larry said F cancer, man. Yeah, for sure. At the end of the day, man, like I said, I appreciate y'all all, and we'll see y'all, man, on another episode next week, man. Peace.